Hello and welcome to Idea TV News Update. I am Chinatu Ajay. We begin with the headlines. Federal government vows legal backing for tech innovation in engineering and construction sectors. Adeleke Tunrade emerges as 251st certified global tech hero. Tinubu approves word-based strategy to tackle poverty across Nigeria. In health, US CDC backs Nigeria's AI-driven TB detection to curb HIV-related deaths. In business, South Africa eyes satellite internet deal with Chinese LEO provider. Still in business, a Good Manufacturers Association of Nigeria chair urges producers to explore alternative financing. In sports, 12-year-old Zidi becomes youngest medal winner in world aquatics history. Now the news in full. The federal government has reiterated its commitment to fostering a legal environment that supports technological innovation while safeguarding intellectual property and ensuring responsible software use across key sectors. This assurance was given by the Solicitor General and Permanent Secretary of the Federal Ministry of Justice, Mrs. Beatrice Jediagba, during the opening of a one-day sensitization and interactive session on legal use of software in the engineering, construction, and building design sectors. The event held in Nigeria was organized by the Nigerian Copyright Commission in collaboration with Autodex Inc. Corporated and Worldview, represented by Mrs. Elizabeth Aramide Adepoju, a senior official in the ministry. Jediagba emphasized that as digital tools become central to innovation in engineering and design, their usage must align with Nigeria's intellectual property laws and international best practices. She noted that the Copyright Act of 2022, reenacted and signed into law in March 2023, with support from the ministry, was designed to address the realities of creative works in the digital environment. The Act, she added, provides robust protections while balancing user rights through fair exceptions and limitations in line with Nigeria's international treaty obligations. Since the law came into effect, the Attorney General of the Federation has issued implementing regulations to enhance right administration and enforcement, she revealed. Jediagba encouraged participants from the engineering and construction sectors to engage actively and contribute ideas that would help shape practical policies and professional standards moving forward. Also speaking at the event, Dr. John Assain, Director General of the Nigerian Copyright Commission, called on professional associations to establish and reinforce guidelines to proper software usage within their fields. He stressed that embracing global copyright standards would not only enhance professionalism and project quality, but also boost Nigeria's competitiveness in cross-border engineering and design services. The Director General pointed out that the sensitization efforts aim to address the growing need for legal software use in sectors where programs like AutoCAD, Revit, Civil 3D, and Navisworks are essential to structural analysis, 3D modeling, and precision design. He warned against the use of pirated or unlicensed software, describing it as false economy. Assain added that the Commission is open to partnerships with regulatory bodies, industry professionals, and software developers to develop sustainable strategies for promoting compliance and responsible software use. Moving on. To celebrate innovation and operational mastery, Adeleke Fumilayo Tunrade has been named the 251st Certified Global Tech Hero by the Connected Awards. This milestone certification honors a visionary whose 12-year journey through telecommunications, banking, and fintech has streamlined complex payment ecosystems and delivered transformative outcomes for businesses and consumers alike. From managing billing transformations in telecoms, revolutionizing dispute resolution across leading financial institutions, Adeleke has consistently turned challenges into opportunities. Her data-driven mindset combined with a deep empathy for end users has led to groundbreaking solutions, such as reducing chargeback resolution times by 60% at Flutterwave Solutions Limited, to deploying real-time monitoring tools that process millions of daily transactions with surgical precision. At Flutterwave, she rose from payment operations manager to head of dispute and chargeback operations, where she led Lean Six Sigma initiatives that eliminated manual bottlenecks and cut operational risks caused by 95%. Her cross-functional teams, working closely with fraud, compliance, and engineering units, achieved an 85% drop in system errors, setting new standards in global payment integrity. Notably, her creation of a diaspora-focused remittance platform, SendApp, lifted transaction success rate by 30% and boosted customer satisfaction by 40% across 10 major card and remittance projects. Her operational leadership delivered an 80% boost in efficiency and recovered over £6 million for payment partners. Adeleke's qualification reflects her dedication to continuous improvement. We now go on a quick break. The news continues on the other side. Welcome back. Now the rest of the news. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has approved the implementation of the Renewed Hope World Development Program, a grassroots initiative aimed at reducing poverty and stimulating economic growth across Nigeria's 8,809 political wards. The approval was granted during the 150th meeting of the National Economic Council (NEC) held yesterday at the State House in Abuja. The program, a key component of Tinubu's broader Renewed Hope agenda, is part of efforts to build a $1 trillion economy by 2030. Addressing governors and NEC members, President Tinubu urged state governments to prioritize local welfare and development, particularly in rural areas. The Renewed Hope World Development Program outlines a world-level intervention framework to tackle poverty through job creation, food security, rural infrastructure, and power supply. It also establishes minimum thresholds of economic activities that is 1,000 in smaller wards and 2,000 in larger ones across sectors such as agriculture, renewable energy, and local enterprise development. The program is expected to involve all three tiers of government, federal, state, and local, ensuring coordinated delivery, and its implementation will be supervised by a national steering committee with the Federal Ministry of Budget and Economic Planning serving as the secretariat. Minister of Budget and Economic Planning Abubakar Atiku Bagudu presented the strategy to NEC, describing it as a bottom-up approach that aligns with national economic recovery efforts. Moving on. South Africa is exploring a potential satellite internet partnership with China as part of efforts to close the country's digital divide. Communications Minister Salim Al-Latsi recently held talks with the China Satellite Network Company, CSNC, a state-owned firm developing a low Earth orbit satellite constellation aimed at rivaling Starlink. The discussions focused on affordable broadband solutions to tackle last-mile connectivity challenges in underserved and remote communities across South Africa. The move comes amid Starlink's absence in the country due to regulatory requirements that mandate foreign telecom providers to partner with local firms. As a result, the government is considering alternatives, including Chinese suppliers, to accelerate nationwide access to internet services. The talks coincided with the successful launch of CSNC's latest low-orbit satellite group sent into space aboard China's Long March 8A rocket from the Hainan Commercial Space Launch Site. The mission, marking the 586th flight of the Long March rocket series, introduced several new technologies such as full process automation and supercooled liquid oxygen refueling. Minister Malatsi also met with tech giants Huawei and Honor during his visit to China, exploring ways to make smart devices more affordable. He concluded his trip at the 2025 World AI Conference in Shanghai, underlining South Africa's broader ambition to strengthen its place in the global technology and innovation world. Moving on, the chairman of the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria Ogun State Branch, George Onafowakan, has urged manufacturers across the country to adopt alternative financing models, including leasing and equity markets, to survive the current harsh economic realities and boost industrial growth. Speaking at the Ogun State Man Branch 40th Annual General Meeting held yesterday in Abeokuta, Onafowakan called on stakeholders to explore new funding pathways for the manufacturing sector as the lending rates remain high. Analyzing the theme, financing manufacturing concerns, exploring alternatives, Onafowakan stated that manufacturers could no longer rely solely on traditional bank loans, which have become unsustainable due to rising interest rates and inflation. with the last official MPR at 27.5% as of May. Excluding bank charges and processing fees, the man chair said, repaying commercial bank loans has become burdensome and the rate ultimately erodes the profits on goods produced with the loan amount. Onafokan further decried the numerous challenges Nigerian manufacturers have faced in recent years, including soaring energy costs, forex volatility, high inflation, and weakening consumer purchasing power. Despite these hurdles, he commended manufacturers in Ogun State, particularly their commitment to surmounting the economic realities while working towards stabilization and expansion. Highlighting the federal government's recent interventions, Onafokan highlighted the 75 billion naira manufacturing sector fund and 75 billion micro, small and medium enterprises intervention fund disbursed through the BOI at 9% interest with prepayment periods of 1 to 5 years. The Nigerian government could earn as much as 796 billion naira annually from a newly introduced 5% surcharge on locally produced and imported petrol set to take effect on January 1st, 2026. Moving on. In sports now, 12-year-old Chinese swimmer Yu Zidi has become the youngest athlete in history to win a medal at the World Aquatics Championships after helping China secure bronze in the women's 4x200 meters freestyle relay in Singapore. Although Yu did not swim in the final, her participation in the heat earlier in the week qualified her for a medal under competition rules. China placed third behind the United States and gold medalist Australia. Yu's podium finish makes her the youngest medalist at a major international swimming event since Denmark's Inge Sørensen, who won bronze in the 200-meter breaststroke at the 1936 Berlin Olympics shortly before her 13th birthday. It was reported that the young swimmer who turns 13 in October narrowly missed individual medals during the championships. She finished fourth in the 200-meter butterfly final yesterday and fourth in the 200 meters individual medley final on Monday, missing the podium by just 0.06 seconds in the later. In May, Yu made headlines after setting a world record for a 12-year-old in the 200 meters individual medley with a time of 2 minutes 10 seconds. Her performance led World Aquatics to describe her as a sensation on social media. Participation sparks debate, with youth participation reigniting debate over age restrictions in elite competition. While World Aquatics requires competitors to be at least 14 years old, exceptions are allowed for athletes who meet the A qualifying standard, which you achieved. Some experts have expressed concern about the potential physical and mental impact of elite training on young athletes. And that's all we have for you on Idea TV news updates. But before we go, here's a recap of the headlines. FG vows legal backing for tech innovation in engineering and construction sectors. Adeleke Tunrade emerges as 251st certified global tech hero. Tinubu approves world-based strategy to tackle poverty across Nigeria. In health, US CDC backs Nigeria's AI-driven TB detection to curb HIV-related deaths. In business, South Africa eyes satellite internet deal with Chinese LEO provider. A Good Manufacturers Association of Nigeria's chair urges producers to explore alternative financing. In sport, 12-year-old Yu Zidi becomes youngest medal winner in World Aquatics history. Do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms at Idea Television. I am Chinatu Oji. Thank you for watching.